Hey, Tony, how's it going?
I just got off work. How are you?
I'm doing great. I'm excited for this. I know that I messaged you at work and I was like, Tony, we must do this. This is like a no, you got no, like no other choice. We're doing this right
So
here, right now.
what you're saying is you took away my free agency and my freedom to choose my freedom.
Because this is necessary. This is necessary. And like they always say in like the Harry Potter universe, where it's like, it's for the greater good.
Always.
Always for the greater good. So here's the truth of it. You're starting to get introduced into kind of more my world. You're starting to have these kind of like new experiences. So I'm going to introduce you to someone else. And that is an artist that I just did 1 week club with. I spent a whole week. It was about 32 videos in that week. I was very tired by the end of it, but this person is amazing. Her name is, she goes by IU, like the letters I and U. And she's best friends with the people from BTS, with the boys. She is in fact so big and so beloved by the Korean people. Her nickname is the nation's little sister. That is how much, yes, that's how much she is beloved by the country. And she just had a song come out today. Like it's like I think like 9 hours old. So I was just like, no, we're doing this. We're doing this. So
okay, so how does this relate to my niche of photography and videography, Aaron?
well, so here's the truth of the matter. One of the things is videography, right? You talk a lot about videography. I'm not gonna lie when I say that this like music video that we're gonna check out is probably more well done in the terms of videography than like most Marvel movies.
Okay, see that you're reaching.
Not so much anymore. I'm not even joking.
I might eat those words at the end of this, but
yeah. Like seriously, bro, I was like literally trying so hard not to cry by the end of this video. I'm not even joking.
So you're saying that this is an emotional video?
Very. Like imagine the most emotional video or like episode of The Last of Us and then like times it.
Okay, first of all, really quickly, I refuse to play The Last of Us Part 2 because I know what happens.
Yeah.
And my older brother, he's playing the remastered version of Last of Us, and he was telling me all about it. And so just the things like I know what goes on in the game, and someone's like, nope. Like I'm just like, nope. I'm steering
Can't
clear.
handle that.
Like I don't want that because like I love animals. I love and like I'm not going to spoil it for anyone because like I'm not that kind of a person. But
for sure.
Yeah.
But so anyway, like I said, one of the people that's in this video is V from BTS.
Oh, okay.
And so they are very good friends. They're basically like best friends inside and outside of the music industry. And so the person that she is acting with in this video is V from BTS. So the one that I told you is like he's ridiculously like the most handsome guy I've ever seen in my life. That's the one.
The one that all the girls flaunt to and just like, oh my gosh.
I mean, pretty much, yeah. I mean, heck, I would flaunt to that guy. Oh my gosh.
All right. Well, here we go.
Yeah.
All right. Oop, that's not the right. There we go.
Nope. There you go.
Dearest darling, my universe, 날 데려가 줄래? 나의 가난한 상상력으론 떠올릴 수 없는 곳으로 저기 멀리 from Mars to Mars 꼭 같이 가줄래 그곳이 어디든 오랜 외로움 그 반대말을 찾아서 어떤 실수로 이토록 우리는 함께일까 세상에게서도 많잖아 나와 저 끝까지 가줘 my lover
Okay, hang on a sec. Hang on. That is good special effects right there. That's impressive.
Yeah, it's dude. Seriously, this whole time I'm just like, no.
Man, I'm impressed with this videography.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I like that they go from this view to like the 4K view, like with it not even a blink of an eye.
I know. I knew that one thing that you were gonna love about this is just like when they pick up you're like, what does this have to do? I didn't want to spoil it, but you're like, what did this have to do with videography? And I'm like sitting there the whole point, like, well, she's about to pick up a video camera, and you're gonna like that. So,
all right, well, let's go back to it. Man, that's impressive. Like those special effects are really good.
Yeah.
Wow. Transition.
Yeah.
결국 그럼에도 어째서 우리는 서로일까 세상에게서도 많잖아 나와 저 끝까지 가줘 my lover 나쁜 결말일까 길은 우리 둘
Pretty believable.
Yeah, I know. Hey, pause it for 1 second.
산산이 나를 더 망쳐리 널 너와 슬퍼지고 싶어 my lover 필요내게서도 많쳐라 널
This shot right here.
나와 저 끝까지 가줘 my lover
Wow. That's impressive. Just the cinematography and the videography is just amazing.
Yeah.
Camera angles. Wow. Oh, so it adds to okay, that is fascinating.
Right? So one of the things that I really liked lyrically speaking, I was kind of trying to get your attention a little bit. There's a line that she has that I think just absolutely nails this. She says, kind of around the wedding scene, she says, I will film you slowly with my eyes. And I was just like, but that ending scene where he's like grasping onto her, and I don't know if you noticed, but the whole time he has one eye that's like a different color than the other one.
I didn't notice that.
Yeah. It's because he's in the video, he's blind in that eye. So that's why she only covers the one eye. So he can't see what happens.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
I know, dude. That's what when I got done with this, I was like, I have to immediately just like show Tony this because I was just like,
I loved the close-ups that they did of their faces with the videography and the cinematography.
honestly, if you could just go back to that like very ending spot where they are attacked by the cube, like it's so perfect, dude. It's so perfect. So now you'll notice that with his eye too.
Yeah.
Right there.
Oh yeah, it's just that with his eye color.
Yep.
Yeah, that part right there,
That's my thumbnail that I used. This shot right here.
it's really good.
Yeah.
Like, that's really it's impressive.
So the thing that's really cool with IU is that she had gotten to the point where she's just like so successful. She wanted more creative freedom with her music, so she took all the money that she made and bought the company, and she can do whatever she wants now because it's her company pretty much. So that's why we're getting some. That's why when I was listening to her stuff, like there is some different music from her, but this is absolutely one of. This is probably my favorite song from her, in all honesty.
Well, just going back to, like, I mean, look at that photo. Like, that would be that's something like you would see like on a movie poster.
I know. That's what I was saying, man. Like this is seriously just like as good as any movie, if not better than most.
And guess I'm gonna eat my words.
So yeah, I mean, videography wise, like I was saying, one of the craziest things is just with the fact that like the kind of going back to like the simpler time, right? They had like their like wedding reception kind of area with everybody, and like I like the idea that they kind of created this like sense of things being like fun and like kind of chaotic with like the way that the cameras was swinging and kind of created this like blurriness, kind of chaotic, and then like the reality of like it's not there and it's just them in this dystopian world. It's crazy.
Yeah, it definitely has the Last of Us kind of feels.
Yeah, it does. I know.
I don't know. There's one part that I really like. This part right here, where you just get a close up of it, because they know it's the end.
Yeah,
and that's
just tears spilling over. I know, dude. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it is so shockingly like emotional.
Gosh dang it! Why do I have to have such a heart?
I know, dude. And like, there's the part where when she covers his eye, and you can still see like the tear roll out from underneath her hand. I was just like, please stop. This is why I had to show you the song. This is why I had to show you the video.
I want to see something real quick.
Yeah.
There's something that something I just noticed that I really liked. It was like it was right here.
Share the screen.
Huh?
Share the screen.
Oh, my bad. Technical difficulties. My bad.
Gotta love it. There we go. Now we can see it.
It was like right after this. That's a pretty cool shot right there. Like, I'm not gonna lie, that's a pretty cool shot.
It is. And the thing that's kind of cool about how all this works out, right, is like at the very beginning, you saw that giant pile of clothes and like, oh, what is that going to have to do with it? And now that's where they're at too.
This part right here, I really just, you can see the fear in her eyes,
Yeah.
but she knows that she's glad to be like right there with him.
Yeah. Just a picture of him when she covers her eye, man. It gets me every time too.
All right, well, we're about to see that.
Right there. You can actually see right next to his nose, you can see the teardrop rolling down.
Freaking heck, Aaron, why did you have to point that out?
I know, dude. That's what I'm saying.
Freaking heck, man. Ah.
I think in reality, I think we all wish that we had someone like IU in our lives.
Well, I mean, that's, we could do hours long.
Yeah.
Just things that we would hope for in the world, but
Yeah.
I like that that sign that line right there that she says,
Our love wins all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do too.
Well,
that's the guy from BTS right there, by the way, if you didn't notice.
I recognize him.
Yeah. I should also state that she is actually an actress. She doesn't just release music. She has multiple dramas and movies that she's in, and so she's already got the acting chops down with all of that too. So it's kind of why she can probably cry on command. Dang it.
Actors. They
I know, right?
know how to do it.
They really do. They really do.
And then it shuts off. Like, that's the sad. I think that's the hardest part. Like, you see it shut off. Like,
yeah, it's tough, man. But honestly, worth it. So aside from the videography and like the video of it, what did you think of the song?
Just knocked my mic. I liked it. I mean, she has really good vocals. She has really good vocals. I think that I've always enjoyed the fact when they do both languages, English and their native language.
Yeah, that's cool. Kind of like this nice combination.
Just because, like, I think they know that people from both dialects are going to be watching this, and so they want to, be fair to both. We talked about in that Dionysus one, we talked about how, they all tried to share the limelight, and that just kind of spills over to this as well.
Oh, absolutely. And it's kind of interesting that you say that, because she actually, on her YouTube channel, she will do talk shows, and she had all the boys from BTS on there, and when she does her show, she'll actually have them perform some of their music on her show as well, and you'll just see her sitting in the back, just kind of like letting them enjoy the camera and stuff like that. So she's pretty cool.
Well, Aaron, what are your thoughts on this video?
Well, I mean, obviously, like I said, I just got done spending an endless amount of hours with IU. I love her music. She's very different, and I think the beautiful thing is just, I think one thing that maybe something we've never talked about when it comes to photography or videography in general is just the fact that it can evoke emotions. Like I think you felt it as much as I did, man. Like, and I even knew what was happening. This is like the 8th time I've seen this video already, and like even when we were watching it, I was like, "Whew, I can't just get turned into a blubbering mess here." And that's something that, when done right, videography and photography really can do.
That just reminds me of two things. So obviously, if people have been around this channel for a bit, they know that I love dogs. They know that I love them. My brother, his dog Shiloh, we lost him to cancer Mother's Day weekend back in 2019, and I captured this shot of him and my mom in the back seat when we were taking him to get put down, because we knew that he just And it's just, and I'm not going to share the shot because it's too emotional, and I want to do that for out of respect for him and for my mom. But you could just see the raw emotion of both, because he knew he was about to leave this world.
Yeah.
And she was in tears. We were all in tears. And then there's another shot which I might share, but I probably won't because of I want to keep it's extended family. I was contacted by some extended family, and they asked me to take their daughter's wedding photos as a photographer. And they're like, "How much do you charge?" And I'm like, "Obviously, you know, it's my family. I'm not going to say like I charge $2,000 for all this."
Yeah.
Like, no, I'll only charge you this small amount. And there's a few photos that I remember capturing, like, you know, when because their daughter, she's not an active member of our faith, but like when the reverend was when they were saying their I do's, you could just see like when her husband said I do, you could just see the emotion in her face. That she was like almost on the verge of tears. That he's like, "Do you take this woman to be your lawfully wedded wife?" And he said, "I do." And you could just see the emotions in her face.
Yeah.
And it's thing, you know, I used to have this. I have this thing. Actually, I think it's on my channel art, where, you know, capturing moments in time through a camera lens or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's about right.
And so, and like, you know, photography to me, like, it's always been special. When I was a kid, I remember getting my first camera. I was so excited. And then as I got into professional photography, got even more excited. You know, we could go on and on about this, but here I'll just relay a quick story. The day I got my camera, my DSLR, this guy right here, Big Bertha. I call him. Well, no, it's not Bertha. It's more like I'll let Lock Nation decide what the name is. But I remember the day I got it. I was working in a grocery store. My oldest sibling had actually contacted me like a few weeks prior. Said, "Have you ever thought about doing this professionally?" He's like, "You seem to have an eye for this." And at the time, I was like, not interested, because I'm like, you know, everybody and their brother in Utah is like a photographer or a wannabe photographer, and that's not anyone. That's not a jab to anyone. And so I was like, not interested. But then, like, you know, at that job, like, I had a lot of time to go outside and, like, you know, collect carts and do other stuff to help out improve the store. Whereas I was alone with my thoughts a lot. And that particular day when I got my camera, I was really depressed, like severe depressed, just hating life. And my mom had texted me and said, she's like, "I have some great news for you. Just call me when you can." Excuse me. And I didn't want to hear it. You know, I think I was even listening to that "Behind Blue Eyes" song from Limp Bizkit, just because like it was kind of hit me in the feels. But I remember when I got off work, my oldest brother called. He's like, "Where are you at?" And I'm like, "Well, no." First, I'm like, "Hello." And I'm just like, he's like, "Where are you at?" I'm like, "Sorry, who is this?" He's like, "Your older brother." And I already knew who it was, but I came home and my mom offered to get me a camera. She offered to get me my camera. We went to a local electronics store that she had an account with. She was like, "You need this." And so your oldest brother has come up to make sure you get the right camera, to make sure you get the, you know, everything correct and everything. And that night I just kind of broke down in tears on my mom, saying like, "You have no idea how much this means to me."
Yeah.
And so that's the story, how I got this guy.
Yeah.
And so for those watching and listening, photography is my world. Videography is my world. Tech is my world. And I would invite you to come along on the journey. We are all waiting for you to come along on this journey, because I'm going about this a different way than many other photographers and videographers have gone on this platform.
I mean, you're doing K-pop.
So, Aaron, what is some lasting advice that you want to give to people?
Kind of to try and tie it back with the video that we saw with the song. personally, I think one of the things is, this is something I learned after my brother passed away, is that just allow yourself to feel your emotions. Like I learned the hard way that just trying to bottle it up just does not work. It generally just ends up doing more damage. So as much as it sucks and as much as it can be really painful, or maybe even extreme glee, it's worth just allowing yourself to feel those emotions when they come up. It's as a kind of a more of a music on the music side of things, there are sounds that like will always remind me of my brother, and so the moment that I hear it, it just always makes me break down. And I have learned that it's just best to not try and hide that. And for people over on my channel that have seen this, I mean, I've cried multiple times on my channel. I have, and mainly because of BTS and stuff like that. But hey, it is what it is. I just know that honestly, again, it's just best to allow yourself to be in that moment and just feel it, and just to really make sure that you understand why you're going through that, and let yourself process. I think that's something that I think the world would be a lot better if they just allowed themselves to do. It'd probably heal a lot of people's problems.
Yeah. And that's why I love photography, because you can capture those moments. Obviously, also videography. I need to mention that as well. But you're able to capture those moments that you may not ever have again. Like that wedding that I took for my extended family, like they'll never experience that again. They'll have anniversaries, they'll have things of that nature, but when they're old and gray, they can look back on those memories and think, wow, I'm so glad we have these.
Yeah. I think the interesting thing is, especially about IU, and I've said this many times on my channel, she sings a lot about this stuff. Like a lot of her songs are talking about like her trying to deal with aging, and her like understanding that like this is a one-way trip and there's no going back. And it's really interesting because for that reason, like there's a lot of her music that I was like, goodness, she has a song, goodness, I might even just start crying even just talking about it. It's called Knees. And it's about her laying in her grandma's lap. Yeah. I was dying. Dying, dude.
Well, after all that somberness, let's end on a happy note. Thank you all for watching. And I used to always do this. I'm going to do it this time. There's a saying, there was a motto I came up with years ago. And I'm sure Aaron has probably heard it a few times. But and it goes, do not live in the past, but instead live for the present and the future. We will see you in the next video.